Just kidding, guys. I didn't really sell the Lambo. Still here, as you can see. Done a few more modifications to it, though. I mean, you can see right there that I painted the bottom of the bumper a little bit so it looks more like a Superleggera. Put the glass engine bonnet on there. That wasn't cheap. Little graphics on the side there. So obviously the Lambo is sold. You guys saw the video I uploaded last week, you know, of the car leaving, and then we kind of did a cool little montage at the end of the video using some footage from some of my earlier videos before I bought the car, when I bought it, and all that. If you haven't checked that video out yet, I'm gonna go ahead and leave a link to it in the description. You definitely want to watch that video. It's called The Buying and Selling of My Twin Turbo Lamborghini, a 3-year long documentary. So go check that out. So now that the Lambo is gone, and look at that, the plate is actually hung up on the wall behind me there. I'm retired with the other plate. So yeah, in this video, I want to talk about some of the things that I did not like about the twin turbo Gallardo. So this video is probably going to sound a little bit vehicle virginish. Vehicle virginish, is that even a word? But we're going to call it something along the lines of 5 or 6 things that I hate about my twin turbo Lamborghini Gallardo. Sorry, Parker, but hey, I think that's a good title. I'm going to steal it from you. So before we get into the video, I want to give you a little garage update so you know what's going on here, because we are doing some things now that the car is gone. So let's take a look around. So now that the Lambo has been shrunk down, we do not have a Lamborghini to drive anymore. So there's no way that I'm going to be driving around a stock looking Duramax any longer. So I've decided to put my attention back into the Duramax. I've actually had this truck since before I had the Lambo, but usually it just sits in the garage all summer while I drive the Lambo, and we also have the RS4 that we daily drive. Then I usually just drive this a lot more in the winter, but now this is going to be my daily driver along with the RS4. I figured I might as well finish the Duramax, so I went ahead and got some wheels and tires. So these are 20 by 12 Moto Metal 962s on Toyo Open Country RTs. Absolutely love the tread pattern on these tires. This is kind of a mix between an all-terrain and a mud terrain, so you kind of get the best of both worlds. Really good looking aggressive tire, but it rides nice and quietly, and you know, it's going to last a long time since it's a good tire. So fitting 20 by 12s on a leveled Duramax is, you know, not just a bolt up thing. You know, you actually have to cut or trim away at the fender liners, and you can see I've already went ahead and pulled out my fender liner here the other day. You know, I took all this stuff out, and I was going to do this myself, and then you know, I got the first wheel removed, and I was looking. One of the things I need to do, it's called the NorCal fender mod, and like I said, I came out here in the garage on Monday night thinking I was going to do this by myself, and then I realized something. It's probably smarter if I just pay someone else to do this, because I mean, this is not something that's going to take me an hour to do. You know, it's going to take me probably, you know, 4 hours or so, and I really don't have the time with work and everything to be out here wrenching away on my truck in the garage. So this is actually a good little lesson that I wanted to mention in this video. As you get older, and especially if you run a business, you know, your time is so valuable. It's the most valuable thing that you have. It's more valuable than money, believe it or not. And you know, I didn't really realize this until I started getting around 30, 31 years old. And of course, running a business really helped me see this too. You know, if I had stayed out here in the garage like I would have done in my younger days, and you know, did the NorCal fender mod on my truck, and you know, spent like, let's say I spent 5 hours this week out here doing this. You know, that's also going to take away time that I can relax in the house after work. It's, you know, the project may end up taking longer than I thought, so that would take time away from running my business. So now that I'm getting older, you know, before I go ahead and jump into these projects by myself, you know, I have to remember to stop and tell myself, do you really have the time to do this? Should you really be doing this thing right here? Or should you just pay someone else to do it? And more than likely, the answer is pay someone else to do it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm bringing the truck to A+ diesel sales here in Southern Maine. I think they're in Windham or Gray. The truck's going to be going in on Tuesday. They're going to do the NorCal fender mod and mount up the wheels and tires. So we are not going to be driving around in the stock looking Duramax. I'll be doing some more videos on the Duramax as well, walking around telling you what I did to it, because it is not stock. Get the video started. We're actually going to be taking this out today. The Duramax in stock form is not worthy of a car vlog just yet. It will be soon. Let's jump in the RS4 and get this video underway. Now, before I go off all sounding negative or something like that, I want to make sure that, my intentions with this video is to not make a negative video. I did not hate my car. I did not really dislike it overall at all, but I did have some things I didn't like about it. And there were some reasons behind that for me wanting to sell it. So really quickly, some things I did love about the car. Number one, you cannot beat the looks. I mean, the car just looked evil, sexy. I just loved the car. I love the looks of it. Yes, it was an 04, but I mean, with the LP upgrades that I put on there, and even still being an 04, it's one of the best looking cars on the road, I think. A pre-LP Gallardo with the LP conversions, sexiness in my opinion. Especially mine was in, one of the nicer ones left, because a lot of the older 04, 05 Gallardos have been, beat. If you look at some of the other ones on the market, they're a little rough around the edges. Mine was really nice. So looks, one of the things I loved about the car overall, it just looked amazing. Number two was the sound this car made. Oh my God, that's one of the things I'm gonna really miss most about selling my, first gen twin turbo Gallardo is the sound. I mean, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but the LP Gallardos that came out in 09, they did some changes to the engine. Lamborghini did, or Audi, whatever. And it really changed the exhaust note of the car. It definitely does not sound as aggressive as the pre-LP early Gallardos. Now, when you slap two turbos on there, it just adds a whole nother level of sexiness to the mix. So sound, absolutely love the sound. It, in my opinion, is the best sounding car on the road, is a pre-LP twin turbo Gallardo. Number three, I absolutely love the flames that this car shot, especially at night when you could really see them. I've been told, I've never seen it from behind because I've always been the one driving the car, but I've been told that the car at night would shoot, 4-foot flames, like on downshifts and things like that. So, that was one of the main things I loved about the car, was the amount of flames that it threw. I'm not sure if the Huracan is gonna be able to do that, because it has cats in the header. So I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have to talk to Dallas Performance about that when it comes time to twin turbo the Huracan. So looks, sound, flames, and finally speed. Obviously, I cannot complain about how fast this car was. No, launching it at a drag strip or something like that wasn't really the best car for that. But if you want an all-around nasty highway rolling car, this thing really got up and went. It set you back in the seat. It was really fast, once you got past 20 miles an hour at a stoplight. And I've obviously talked about all of the other things I liked about the car, like all the people it's allowed me to meet, the way it's really allowed me to, have fun making these videos for you guys and kind of take my my business and my brand into a direction I've always wanted to take it. So there you go. There are some things that I absolutely loved about the car. Now let's talk about some things that I didn't like about it.